open for something wonderful to happen. Be open to the possibility. Please join me. Be open for something wonderful to happen. Be open to the possibility. Be open for something wonderful to happen. Be open to the possibility. Now you all keep going. Be open for something wonderful to happen. Be open to the possibility. Aye, 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 aye. Aye, 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 aye. Aye, aye. Be open to the possibility. Stand, please, as you're able. Be open for something wonderful to happen. Be open to the possibility. Keep that going. Aye, 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 aye. Now sing it like you're thrilled. Be open. Aye, aye, aye. Be open for something wonderful to happen. Now let's join everybody with the aye, 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 aye. Aye, aye, aye. Aye, 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 aye. Yeah.
So we begin our time together by lighting a flaming chalice, symbol of our shared faith. We light it with these words from Annie Dillard, who writes, "We are here to abet creation and to witness to it, to notice each other's beautiful face and complex nature, so that creation need not play in an empty house." Let's see. So there is a core element of play. This is a theological point that I learned actually in the last week. That one of the defining features of play is improvisation. So welcome to the Unitarian Church of Lincoln on this Sunday morning. My name is the Reverend Oscar Sinclair. I am the worship associate this morning. It is a pleasure to welcome to our pulpit and to Lincoln our affiliate community minister, the Reverend Kimberly Debus. Reverend Debus has been our affiliate minister for 3 years now. We had planned to have annual visits out to Lincoln starting in May of 2020. So, this is our first annual. It is a pleasure to welcome Kimberly here. In addition to being our affiliate minister, she is also a close friend. We have been enjoying talking about theology, talking about singing, talking about play over the last week. Many of us gathered last night at a singing event just out in the gallery. We'll be singing some of those songs tonight, and we'll have more pieces to come in the week to come. So stay for the town hall right after this service so that you hear about those. One quick note as we go forward. The Lincoln-Lancaster County Health Department announced on Tuesday that the COVID risk dial is in yellow here in Lincoln. Cases are going up. There is a variant. We aren't changing anything yet right now at the church. Our operations are going to continue as they are, but I want to say this week that we are watching carefully. I also want to remind you that if you have not gotten your booster shot yet, now is the time to get your booster shot. If you are eligible for a second booster shot and have not done that yet, now is the time to do that. If you are more comfortable wearing a mask in this building, we recommend that by all means. If you are more comfortable participating in the live stream, please do that. Over the last couple of years, our communal life together has been defined by flexibility, right? We have done all of this before. I have made some variation on that announcement probably a dozen times by now. But we know that however we are gathering, whether outside, behind masks, on live streams, on Zoom, worship together is a chance to be human together. A chance to grow a soul, as A. Powell Davies used to say. A chance to deepen our connection with the sources of meaning in our lives and proclaim who we are and what we are about at this church. We say that the Unitarian Church of Lincoln aspires to be a loving community, uniting reason with spiritual exploration to transform ourselves and the world. So welcome to this loving community. May we, in our gathering here, be about that work of transformation. We are going to sing a lot today because the guest musician is all of you. So I will turn it back over to Kim.
Yes. Yes, you are the guest musicians, you are the percussion. Although if you get lost on the beat, Bob's holding it down. And for those who are online, I'd still invite you to sing along, to learn these songs too. These songs are going to start showing up in Unitarian Universalist circles. Some already have. Some are almost brand spanking new. Our next song is one that becomes the theme not only of this service, but the revival on Thursday night. My Heart is Ready. And it goes fairly quickly, so I'm going to sing it through and then invite you to sing it with me a couple times, and then we'll change up the words. Okay, so it goes like this. My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? Oh God, my heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? My heart is ready, and what? Oh God, my heart is ready. The last line is, my heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? Right? It's got that little jazz, oomph, little hip action in the music. One more with heart. My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? Ready, and what am I gonna do? Oh God, my heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? Mind. My mind is ready. My mind is ready, and what am I gonna do? My mind is ready, and what am I gonna do? Oh God, my mind is ready, gonna do. Voice. My voice is ready, and what am I gonna do? My voice is ready, and my voice is ready, and what am I gonna do? Oh God, my voice is ready, and what am I gonna do?
If anyone would like to come forward for the story, you can do so now. You can see the pictures better. Our story today is called The Rooster Who Would Not Be Quiet by Carmen, Agra, Dede. Once there was a village where the streets rang with song from morning until night. Dogs bayed, mothers crooned, engines hummed, fountains warbled, and everybody sang in the shower. Everyone and everything had a song to sing. And this made the village of La Paz a very noisy place. It was hard to hear. It was hard to sleep. It was hard to think, and no one knew what to do. So they fired the mayor. And now they were a very noisy village without a mayor. So they held an election, and only Don Pepe promised peace and quiet. He won by a landslide. The next day, a polite law appeared in the village square. No loud singing in public, por favor. Things were getting better already. But then more laws followed, which were not so polite. No loud singing at home. I know a few of you would have problems with that one. No loud singing. No singing. Basta. Quiet already. Until finally, the noisy village of La Paz was silent as a tomb. Even the tea kettles were afraid to whistle. Some people left the village singing loudly. Others stayed behind and learned to hum. The rest were just grateful to have a good night's sleep, for crying out loud. Well, 7 very quiet years passed. And then one evening, a saucy rooster and his family wandered into the village and roosted in a fragrant mango tree. When the little rooster awoke the next morning, he did what roosters were born to do. He sang, and he made the sound that roosters make. Can you make that sound? What's a rooster sound like? There you go. As his rotten luck would have it, the mango tree grew beneath the cranky mayor's window. Uh-oh. You there, groused Don Pepe at the rooster. No singing, it's the law. Well, that's a silly law, said the merry rooster. Smell the sweet mango tree. How can I keep from singing? Oomph. Then I'll chop down that stinky tree, huffed Don Pepe. Will you sing then? Well, the plucky rooster shrugged. I may sing a less cheerful song, but I will sing. And so he did. And that sounded like what? You're still singing? Snapped Don Pepe. You have no tree, remember? I have no tree, said the rooster, but I have my hen and chicks. How can I keep from singing? Well, will you sing if I throw you in a cage alone? Threatened Don Pepe. Well, I may sing a lonelier song, said the stubborn rooster, but I will sing. And so he did. What's a lonely rooster sound like? Why are you singing now? Growled Don Pepe. I have taken away now your hen and chicks. That makes me very sad, the rooster sighed, but I still have corn to eat. I must still sing. And if you have no corn, asked the mayor. I may sing a hungrier song, said the headstrong rooster, but I will sing. And he did, and it sounded like this. Cock-a-doodle-doo, she says. I am taking away your food now, wailed Don Pepe. Of course, said the rooster, but if the sun can still shine despite the world's troubles, how can I keep from singing? And if you never see the sun again, snarled the mayor, and he ran for a blanket to cover the rooster's cage. I may sing a darker song, the brave rooster called after him, but I will sing. And it sounded like this. And as the rooster's song echoed through the otherwise soundless streets of La Paz, it stirred up an old familiar longing for a time when everyone and everything had a song to sing. The people of La Paz thought of their friend, the rooster. They were grateful to hear his song when they were too scared to sing for themselves. They were scared what Don Pepe may do to them if they were to sing. The next day, Don Pepe stumbled out to the yard in his nightshirt. He tore away the blanket and he said, "You have no tree to roost in, no hen and chicks to comfort you, no grain to fill your belly, no sun to drive away the shadows. Why are you still singing?" And one by one, a quiet crowd began to gather to Don Pepe's yard. And the rooster said these powerful words out loud, and I need your help with these too. Will you repeat after me? I sing for those who dare not sing.
I sing for those who dare not sing.
Or who have forgotten how. The mayor yelled at the rooster, "And if I turn you into soup, then would you sing?" The rooster saw the crowd supporting him and growing larger as the people of La Paz came to see their dear friend. And again the rooster said, I sing for those who dare not sing or who have forgotten how. And he heard the crowd then repeat again after him, I sing for those who cannot sing or who have forgotten how. I sing for those who cannot sing or who have forgotten how. I sing for those who cannot sing or who have forgotten how. One more time. I sing for those who cannot sing or who have forgotten how. The rooster replied to Don Pepe, a rooster made into soup cannot sing, but a song is louder than one noisy little rooster and stronger than one bully of a mayor. This song and these words will never die, so long as there are people to sing it. So once again, there was a village where the streets rang with song from morning until night, and this made for a very noisy place to live, and that is just the way that everyone liked it. There are always those who resist being silenced, who will crow out their truth without regard to consequence. Foolhardy or wise, they are the ones who give us the courage to sing. Remember the rooster's words and allow them to ring true. Let's say it again all together. I sing for those who cannot sing or who have forgotten how. And that is the end of our story. Now the children are dismissed to their class. Let's head on back.
Each week, as part of our gathering here, we take time to join together as a community to mark the moments in our lives. We share with one another our joys, our sorrows, the events that mark the steps on our journey. The threads of sorrow and those of joy are intertwined in the fabric of our lives, present for all, remembered by all. We share those threads, and then they are woven together with those of others in our community. Our joys are shared and magnified. We are comforted in our sorrows. So I invite you to either type into the chat on the live stream or speak into this shared silence your name or the name of another you wish to be remembered in sorrow. Pam. Judy.
Mike has entered hospice.
Mike has entered hospice.
The city of Buffalo.
The city of Buffalo. Ukraine. Anne. Lynn, who lost a cousin. Holding close the community of Buffalo. We know, too, the psalmist writes that sorrow endures for the night, but joy cometh with the dawn. So I invite you to type into chat or to share in the shared space your name or the name of another you wish to be remembered in joy. I know that we have had a hard time finding tents for our tent revival on Thursday because it is graduation weekend. Who else are we holding in joy today? Katrina graduated from UNL yesterday.
Megan and Keith on their new baby.
Yes, indeed. Megan and Keith on their new baby. Larry and Peg have been married 46 years. Monica, as our garden is coming up. Lewis and Casey. Jamie Radcliffe writes, Wendy is getting steadily stronger. Barbara Pearson writes, joy for Al's rapid recovery after a positive COVID test and 5-day isolation. Thank science for vaccine and masks. Erica Berkey Rios writes, Amy Berkey would have loved this. Pam Wakeman writes, Leslie's daughter Robin's beautiful wedding yesterday. So we know, too, that for both joys and sorrows, there are some sorrows that are not ready to be spoken yet. And there are some joys that are so joyful that there are no words to express them. So for all the sorrows and the joys held close to our hearts but unspoken, let us hold a moment of silence.
There is a love holding me. There is a love holding all that I love. There is a love holding me. I rest in this love. There is a love holding There is a love holding all that we love. There is a love holding all. We rest in this love.
Amen. Each week as well, we take up a collection to support the work of this church and our partners in the world. And once a month, we set aside that offering for one of our specific partners who the congregation votes on at their annual meeting every spring. As a pitch, this is the thing that you're going to be voting on next week. Please come to the annual meeting. Today is one of those Sundays. So I'd like to invite Destiny Burkett to come up and tell us a little bit about what the work of the Child Advocacy Center is up to these days. I ate it. Thank you.
Hello, thank you for having me today. This is actually my second visit here. Pre-COVID, I was able to come and meet with a group here. So I just want to thank you all for your commitment to the safety and protection of children. As Reverend Oscar said, my name is Destiny Burkett, and I'm the development director for the Child Advocacy Center here in town. Our mission is to respond to child abuse through a team approach, and our goal is to reduce trauma, seek justice, and foster hope and healing for children and their families. We do this by working with really any agency whose priority is the welfare of children, but we work most closely with law enforcement, county attorneys, and Health and Human Services. And this happens not only in Lincoln and Lancaster County, but across 17 counties in southeast Nebraska, as our service area is very large. We do have satellite offices in both York and Auburn, and that is in an effort to reduce any barriers for those families to get the services they need for those children. We don't want travel or making arrangements for work, school, childcare to be a deterrent in them getting the services their child needs. The services that we do provide include advocacy and forensic interviews, which is a fancy term for kind of a fact-finding question process that we do with kids. And we provide medical exams, and we also have mental health counseling on site as well, so that we can ensure that those kids are working through their trauma so they can find that path to healing. Unfortunately, the majority of what we see at the center are cases of sexual abuse. About 70 to 75% of the kids we see are victims of sexual abuse. However, there's a number of reasons that kids would come to this center, and those include physical abuse, severe neglect, being a victim of kidnapping or sex trafficking, being a witness to a violent crime, and also living in a drug-endangered environment. And oftentimes, kids are suffering from multiple of these. It's not usually just one thing that they've been dealing with. We serve an average of 1,200 kids a year. Our first year that we were open was 1998, 1999, and we saw about 200 kids then. So in the years since, that number has grown dramatically, and it continues to increase year after year. Which leads me to both a heartbreaking and exciting time that we're in right now. Our numbers have grown to the point where we have outgrown our building, and so we are in the final phases of an expansion project. We actually have the building up. They're getting the roof on right now, so we will be co-locating with the Lincoln Police Department Special Victims Unit. So that will improve the collaboration, case collaboration, and hopefully help us get some more successful prosecutions. We're also expanding our medical services. So we have one exam room currently. We're going to have 3, and we've expanded the staff so that we can make sure that kids are getting the medical care they need when they're on site receiving those services. We are also expanding our training and prevention team. So as we know, the more we know about child abuse and how to prevent it and how to protect children, the less cases we're going to see. So we are really working to educate the communities in those counties that we serve so that we can better protect children. And we are also expanding staff and the mental health counseling services. We are expanding partnerships throughout the community so that we can, again, make sure that these families are getting the help they need right away so that that avoids the long-term trauma and consequences that they're dealing with. So ways that you can help include volunteering, just supporting our events and our cause. Monetary donations obviously are very helpful, especially since the services we provide are at no cost to families. Everything they get from us is free. Again, we want to make sure they're getting what they need to heal. And also, the kids are there generally for a long period of time, so donations of like snacks, juice boxes, things like that to help keep them fed and keep them occupied while they're at the CAC are also very helpful. We do have free trainings, and they can be found on our website. Those happen regularly, so if you are interested in learning more, feel free to visit our website, and that is smallvoices.org, and there's information out there on that and a slew of other things too. So if you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them.
We'll have some time after.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. So, as a brief reminder, in the next song, the ushers will pass a plate. Anything in the plate that is not otherwise designated will go to the Child Advocacy Center. You can also give by texting UC Lincoln and the amount you wish to give to 73256. You can do that either on the live stream or here in the building. The offering will now be gratefully given and received.
We'll return back to There Is a Love, and I'm going to put Julie on the spot and ask her to help me with leading this in a two-part round. So if you would lead the second go through, so we'll just sing both verses. We'll begin it. We'll also repeat the last line all together a few times till it feels right. There is a love holding me. There is a love holding all that we love. There is a love holding all. I rest in this love. Okay, so we'll go back to I. There is a love holding me. There is a love holding all that we love. There is a love holding all. I rest in this love. There is a love holding us. There is a love holding all that we love. There is a love holding all. We rest in this love. We're going to keep singing that line. We rest in this love. We rest in this love. Beautiful. Thank you, Julie.
So Kimberly chose this reading. John Wesley's Rules for Congregational Singing from 1761. Number 1, learn these tunes before you learn any others. Afterwards, learn as many as you please. This was actually a preface to a hymnal. 2, sing them exactly as they are printed here. without altering them or mending them at all. If you have learned to sing them otherwise, unlearn it as soon as you can. Number 3, sing all. See that you join with the congregation as frequently as you can. Let not a single degree of weakness or weariness hinder you. If it is a cross to you, take it up and find in it a blessing. Number 4, sing lustily and with good courage. Beware of singing as if you were half dead or half asleep, but lift up your voice with strength. Be no more afraid of your voice now, nor more ashamed of its being heard, than when you sung the songs of Satan. 1761. Number 5, sing modestly. Do not bawl so as to be heard above or distinct from the rest of the congregation, that you might not destroy the harmony, but strive to unite your voices together, so as to make one clear, melodious sound. Number 6, sing in time. Your music director will have a cowbell. Whatever time is sung, be sure to keep with it. Do not run before nor stay behind it, but attend close to the leading voices and move therewith as exactly as you can, and take care not to sing too slow. This drawling way naturally steals on all who are lazy, and it is high time to drive it out from us and sing all our tunes just as quick as we did at first. Number 7, above all, sing spiritually. Have an eye to God with every word you sing. Aim at pleasing God more than yourself or any other creature. In order to do this, attend strictly to the sense of what you sing, and see that your heart is not carried away with the sound, but offered to God continually. So shall your singing be such as the Lord will approve here, and reward you when he cometh in the clouds of heaven.
Yes, sing spiritually. Now, of course, it's kind of funny how some things never change, and some things do change, of course. Wesley, of course, one of the founders of Methodism in England, wanted us to learn the hymns in his hymnal. Select hymns with tunes annexed. Learn those first, then we could learn other songs. And yeah, some of the rules are a little difficult. I'm still singing the songs of Satan. But there's some especially good information. I like sing spiritually, sing lustily, sing together. What Wesley is getting at is a key idea, that it matters what we sing. Now, we know that it mattered in the country of Estonia, and we'll see more about that. I believe it matters for us too. Now, something you may not know about me is that for 484 days, from October of 16 to February of 18, I sang every one of our hymns, both books. I learned some songs I didn't know, discovered some hidden gems, scratched my head at some others, and found some I'm really glad I never sang and hope to never sing again, as long as e'er I live. Because while we rely on these two books, I realized that in the now 29 years since Singing the Living Tradition came out, and even the 17, can you believe it? 17 years since Singing the Journey came out. We have changed. We have learned so much about gender, sexuality, race, oppression, class, disability. We figured out that humanists and theists can actually coexist. We have also seen how our music isn't necessarily inspiring us to action anymore. Yes, some of the songs we sing from these books, even some of the newer ones, are lovely but are out of date. Many of them still reflect our rich faith, and we continue to sing them, but if we follow John Wesley's advice and only learn those 490 songs before we learn anything else, not only is our music stagnant and ineffective, so are we. It matters what we sing. This is the lesson I learned a few years ago from a friend who comes from Estonia, a small country in Europe, way up near Finland. There are about 1 million people in Estonia. It's a fairly tiny country, but it is beautiful, with lots of ports and coastline and rich farmland. But maybe the most important thing I learned about Estonians is how much they love music. It has been central to Estonian culture for centuries. And although Estonia is one of the smaller countries of the world, it nonetheless has one of the largest collections of folk songs. Estonians have historically used music as a political tool as well. It is said that song was used in protest of the German invaders of the 13th century and in resistance to the Russian occupation under Peter the Great in the 18th century. In 1869, Estonians started a song festival tradition called Laulupidu, where choirs from around the country come together once every 5 years or so to sing for about a week together. Right now, over 30,000 people sing on stage at the same time, and over 100,000 people come every year to listen. That's over a tenth of their population. Now, this even continued in times of war, even the big ones. During World War II, Estonia was occupied by the Nazis, who were then driven out by the Russians. So in the process of becoming the USSR, or the Soviet Union, 15 neighboring countries were invaded and claimed, 14 were invaded and claimed by Russia, so they could form what they thought of as the communist utopia. Those countries didn't go willingly. And those citizens who spoke out against the Soviet Union were often banished to work camps or were killed. Everyone had to speak in support of the Soviet Union. There was no such thing as free speech. Now, one of the things and one of the tools that the Soviets used is to make everyone Russian. So all the music was Russian, the official language was Russian, the food was Russian, school taught nothing but Russian, history and language. And even new citizens were moved in from Russia. Pretty much anything that was Estonian was removed and replaced with Russian things. Now, imagine you're a sovereign nation, like, Ukraine. And suddenly someone else decides you're not sovereign, but actually are a territory of their country. And as they wreak havoc with tanks and guns, they start to move Russians into houses left unoccupied by those fleeing the violence. That'd be pretty weird, right? And pretty terrifying. Now, for reasons only historians and analysts can explain, the formation of the Soviet Union seemed, less newsworthy than the current situation. But as in other now Soviet states, everything in Estonia was Russian, including their music. So when it came to the song festival, all of the songs had to be in Russian and be supportive of the USSR. And despite having people making sure everything was about Russia, in 1947, they let one Estonian composition in, a piece called Muisa maa on minu arm, or Land of My Fathers, Land That I Love. This was something special. It was composed by Gustav Ernesaks, and he used a famous and beloved Estonian poem by Lydia Koidula. Here's the song as performed in 2019. The song slipped by the Soviet censors, and after 2 days of singing compulsory Russian songs glorifying Marx, Lenin, and Stalin, Estonians all sang Muisaman Minuarm in their native tongue, with a common and unspoken knowledge that it expressed hope for a free Estonia. And while the song was forbidden for another 18 years, they slipped it in at the 100th anniversary of Laulupidu, where everyone started singing it loudly. The choirs, the audience, they kept singing it over and over again. The Soviets ordered a military band to play and drown out the singers who sang this song over and over. But over 100 brass instruments is no match for over 100,000 singers. In the end, there was nothing the Soviets could do but invite the composer on stage to conduct the choir for yet another encore and pretend they allowed and intended this all along. Muisama Minuarm was never forbidden again. It gave people hope. They weren't sure they could be free, but they knew that maybe life could be a little bit better if they could remember that they were Estonian, not Russian. In the early 1980s, when the Soviet Union was showing signs of crumbling, their leader, Mikhail Gorbachev, allowed for a bit more freedom, including freedom of speech. But you know what happens when you give people freedom of speech? They use it. Soon people were speaking out, and more people were realizing they could speak out. They could be free. They could remember they were Estonian first. They kept singing Muisama and other songs like Estonian I am and Estonian I will be. And they kept talking. When Soviet troops threatened violence, which they did a lot, Estonians would gather to face the soldiers, and they would sing. The soldiers couldn't fight against them. The blood would not be shed. In 1988, activist and artist Heinz Valk noticed this and coined the term singing revolution. We started a revolution with a smile and a song, he later wrote. And while this was hard and the story much longer and much more complex than we have time for this morning, eventually the Estonians were successful. And Estonia was the first of those countries to declare its own independence. Singing their songs was the fuel for change. This was their power. This was something they shared from heart to heart, from family to family, from community to community. They have their freedom because of their singing. This nonviolent way to assert who they are, strengthen their bonds and their resolve, reclaim their identity, their inherent worth, their dignity. And now Muisama is now one of their favorite national songs, sung every year at Laulupidu. It matters what we sing. By the way, I'm not at all Estonian, but this story speaks so deeply to something human about us that it matters what we sing, and it matters that we sing. The Estonians sing all the time. They sing before they can talk. They sing together. They sing everywhere. Here in the United States, we used to do that. We used to sing in public places. Singer-songwriter and educator Yisei Barnwell says that we see music now as an art form, not a tool for community building. But it's best, that's what music is for. That's what singing together is for. A tool for building community. We did used to sing together like the Estonians still do at schools, scouts, camp, union meetings, bars, and yes, church. Maybe one of the last places we sing together. We used to sing everywhere with people we knew and people we didn't know. When we sing together, when we get close enough to one another to sing in harmonies intended and unintended, we start connecting. We vibrate sound and energy inside our bodies, but also with those around us. We share our humanity with one another. And it's hard at first because we're not used to being this kind of vulnerable. But soon we can get used to it. And as any choir member will tell you, it's easier to sing when you're singing with others. It's a lot easier, as John Wesley advises, to sing lustily and with good courage. Now, before the pandemic, I would encourage you to sit close together so you could feel each other's energy. Sadly, the pandemic means that we're taking care to be a little more spacious. We're still a little distanced, but we are still able to sing together once again, even in this physically distanced way, and we are about to. I kind of envy those people who are at home, especially if they're with family members, because they can all get on one couch and sing together and feel each other's energy. It matters that we sing together, and it matters what we sing together. So remember how the Estonians started singing Mui Sama to remind them of who they are and whose they are? We can and should do that. Barnwell talks about how important it is to sing together during the civil rights movement, or how important it was. She reminds us that not only do our songs speak of our issues and our intentions, singing together also bonds us and protects us. And those who hear us singing are also changed. She notes in a TEDx talk from 2015 that watching the movie Selma reminded her of this power, that the cops waiting at the other side of the Edmund Pettus Bridge didn't know how many people were coming because they heard the song long before they saw the people. She also notes that we didn't sing during the Occupy movement. We didn't sing at Black Lives Matter protests. We didn't sing at the Women's March. I bet they didn't sing at the marches yesterday. In fact, I remember trying to get some colleagues, and we're trying to get some people to sing at the Women's March in 2017. They didn't know the songs, and they didn't know how to sing together. I figure it's part and parcel of the commercialization and the judgment of singing. I blame in part Mark Burnett and Simon Cowell for turning singing into a competition. But also it's because of technology and cultural divides that have led us to push aside this part of our humanity. We're losing the tool that best carries our identities, our hopes and our dreams, our fears and our wounds, our culture, our hearts. That tool is our voices collected in song. And sure, we could go back and learn old protest songs, but that's counterintuitive. Because the old songs got us here, but there are new songs that we can learn together and sing together. Songs that we can carry with us. They're learned in the oral tradition, passed on, spread, shared. We've sung a handful of them already. Songs that I think speak to this moment, being open to possibility, getting ready, and being ready for what's next, remembering that love holds us. So what's next? Acting in love, living our faith out loud in the ways we live. We begin by just putting one foot in front of the other. Melanie DeMore offers this wonderful song called One Foot. And yeah, this is one song I can imagine dozens and maybe hundreds of us singing as we protest and march against hate and discrimination. I'm going to teach you the chorus. There are a handful of people from last night who know the middle voice descant, so I'm going to let them do that when we get to it. But I'm going to teach you the chorus, and then we do call and response for the verses. And I'm going to have to turn and face because I didn't put the lyrics on my iPad. All right, so the chorus, we'll line it out. So I'll sing a line, you'll sing it back, and then we'll sing it together. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Let's put it together. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Don't you give up. You're not alone. Don't you give up. Keep moving on. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with. Lift up your eyes. Don't you despair. Look up ahead. The path is there. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other. I know you're scared. And I'm scared too. But here I am. Right next to you. You gotta put one foot in front of the other. Put sing that again. One foot, one foot, one foot in front of the other. One foot, one foot, one foot, and lead with love. All right. All right, so it matters. It matters that we're not alone. Our next song is not only one we can't sing alone, it reminds us that we are not alone as we do this work. It matters. Over the last few months, we've been dealing with people who are hell-bent on not just telling us our lives and our body and our knowledge and our very humanity is wrong, but trying to legislate our humanity out of existence. It is something that can make people feel very alone. And frankly, I'm done being nice about it. Last week, I told congregations in Connecticut and Texas that I didn't have all the words yet for how I understood the text of that leaked Supreme Court decision a few days before. But I think I found them. Lucky you. The pile of legislation ready to be or already outlawing trans folk, and the pile next to it, ready to or already outlawing reproductive control, is offensive, draconian, and completely counter to our principles. And to be clear, these are not just trans issues or women's issues. These are everyone's issues. Reproductive choice is an issue for all of those who can get pregnant. It is an issue for all of those who can cause someone to get pregnant. It is an issue for the poor, the historically marginalized, for immigrants, for the incarcerated, for the young and the old. And while this decision is still officially in draft form, it portends other possible restrictions to our rights as human beings. It goes hand in hand with the anti-trans legislation that legitimizes hate and discrimination, which goes hand in hand with other rights, speech, marriage, voting, access, protest, and more. Those of you who are men, or who are straight, or who are cisgender, or who are older, these are your issues too. The people around you need you to speak out for choice. We need you to talk about your role in healthy, safe, and desired reproduction. We need you to not just see people for who they are, but talk about their humanity as vital and as inherent as your own. And we need you to listen to the stories of those around you who are afraid and anxious about their futures. All of this is bigger than a single issue. This is about all of us and what it means to have autonomy in a free society. This is the inherent worth and dignity of every person. This is the democratic process. And this is a moment that is calling us to put our principles into practice for the good of all. We need to talk about it, and we need to sing about it. We need to use the power of our voices to declare in no uncertain terms that we are free and whole and strong and loved in whatever body we have. Shireen Amini offers us this song. We're going to start just briefly with part 3. Who wants to hold it? What section wants to hold down the beat? You want to hold it down with Bob? Y'all over there? You good for that? All right. So you're just going to keep singing. Da-na-na-na-na-na, 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 da-na-na-na-na-na. Nothing can take that away from me. Da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, da-na-na-na-na-na. Da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da. Nothing can take that away from me. Da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. Nothing can take that away from me. I'm going to take you guys, you keep singing that. Keep it going. You're going to do part 1 when it comes around again. I'm free in my body. I am free in my body. I am free in my body. Nothing can take that away from me. I'm free in my body. I am free in my body. I am free in my body. Nothing can take that away from me. Keep it going. In my body, I'm free. In my body, I'm free. In my body. And you'll do part 2. Nothing can take that away from me. Nothing but free. Nothing but free. Nothing but free. Nothing can take that away from me. Nothing but free. Nothing but free. Nothing but free. Nothing can take away. I'm strong, strong in my body. I'm strong. I'm strong in my body. Nothing can take that away from loved. I'm loved in my body. Nothing but love. Nothing can take whole. I'm whole in my body. I am whole in my body. I am whole in my body. Nothing can take that away from me. Now that's a protest song. Written before some of this stuff, but not that far before some of this stuff. It has strength and it has power, it has rhythm, and it declares in simple but no uncertain terms what we mean to say. Not all the songs we need are that hard. I love this song by Sarah Nutting of the group Ma Muse, who reminds us of a similar message with a little but a beat up. So I'm actually going to have you all do the badee bop, and I'm just going to sing the chorus because we're running out of time. I know there are some people going, but town hall, we have to get to the town hall. We need to sing, right? So here's how the badee bops go. Ba-doop beat up, ba-doop beat up, ba-doop boat up, ba-doop boat up, ba-doop beat up, ba-doop beat boat up, ba-doop boat, ba-doop beat up, ba-doop boat up, boat. Beat up, ba-doop beat up, ba-doop boat up, ba-doop. Somebody wants to say, beat up, beat up, boat up, boat up, beat up, beat up, boat up. So harmony's great. Walk your walk. Sing your song, it's your life, you belong. We are here, we are free, don't you worry, be what you're gonna be. Ba-doop beat up, ba-doop beat up, ba-doop boat up. Walk your walk, sing your song. It's your life, you belong. We are here, we are free. Don't you worry. Be what you're gonna be. Ba-doop boat up, ba-doop beat up, ba-doop boat up, ba-doop ba-doop beat up, ba-doop beat up, ba-doop bo. Almost. Fun. And some of these songs have just great opportunities for harmonies, adding parts, making them your own. Walk your walk, sing your song. We have these incredibly powerful messages in our faith that counteract the hate we face every day. We must take advantage of every tool we have to be heard and known and seen. We can't be stagnant. We can't go back to the way things were. Instead, we must claim the authority of our faith and raise our voices. We must claim the love that calls us. We must actively draw the circle of love wide. And when we sing songs that tell our intentions, and not just how we used to be. That is when we create our own singing revolution. Estonians were called by liberty, community, and commitment. They fought a revolution with a smile and a song. Let us too fight a revolution with our songs. So I invite you to just breathe for a moment. Let the energy in the room fill you, wash over you. Feel the connection, the love, the energy. Feel how interconnected and bonded we are. This may be what it means to be in beloved community, what it means when we build this world with love. Join in this song as you pick up the melody. Olam chesed ibanei, yadadai, yadadai, yadadai. 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 We will build this world from love. Yadadai, yadadai, yadadai. And you must build this world from love. Yadadai, yadadai, yadadai. And if we build this world love, yadadai, 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 then God will build this world from love. Yadadai, yadadai, yadadai. Another breath. Singing is energizing work, and singing is exhausting work. But singing reminds us of the work that is still to come. Our benediction is not just me sending you off, although it is sending you off to sing after the town hall, but sending each other off with the questions and the commitment we started with our hearts and our minds and our voices ready. What are we gonna do? I invite you to rise as we sing My Heart is Ready one more time together. My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? Oh God, my heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? My mind is ready, and my mind is ready, and what am I gonna do? Oh God, my mind is ready, gonna do. My spirit's ready. My spirit's ready, and what am I gonna do? My spirit's ready, and what am I gonna do? Oh God, my spirit's ready, and what am I gonna do? And our voices. My voice is ready, and what am I gonna do? My voice is ready, and what am I gonna do? Oh God, my voice is ready, and what am I gonna do? Go in love. Go in joy. Go in song.
But do not go far.
That's right.
So we're going to take 5 minutes to reset a little bit, and then we will start the town hall back in this room. We are going to leave the chalice lit, and it will be 5 minutes. For those on the live stream, if you are coming to the town hall for the live stream on the town hall as well, that will be a separate video. So give us about 5 minutes to end this stream and start that one. And we will see you all back here at 11:22.